What do you do when your pencil becomes too small to write? You throw it away. When the ink of your pen finishes, do you change its refill? What do you do with the old refill? When you eat an orange, what happens to the peel? You throw it in the dustbin because it is of no use anymore. Those materials which are of no further use and are therefore thrown away are called waste. Talk to your parents and encircle those items from your list which were not present when your parents were of your age. The advancements in science and technology have made our life very convenient, but they have also led to the generation of a large amount of garbage in our daily life. Every day we throw away many plastic bags, tins, cans, packaging materials, etc. as garbage. Have you ever wondered what happens to this garbage after it is thrown into the bins? What would happen if this garbage is not removed from our surroundings? Different kinds of wastes. You might have seen in the above activity that appearance of many waste materials has changed, whereas some materials have remained as such. Why did the appearance of certain materials change? This is because all microorganisms present in the air acted on complex substances and decomposed them into simpler substances. Microorganisms are also called decomposers. On the basis of their ability to get decomposed, waste can be divided into two groups. 1. Biodegradable. It is acted upon by microorganisms and decomposes into simpler substances, example, vegetable peels, tea leaves, dried leaves, paper, bread, etc. 2. Non-biodegradable. It does not decompose and remains as such for a long time. Example, polythene bag, plastic pencil box, etc. Metal objects, glass bottles, iron nails, wires, switches, etc. Dealing with garbage. The garbage we generate around us is of many types. The kitchen waste has a high water content. If not sorted out, it acts as a breeding ground for germs and insects. You might have noticed that we do waste management at home as well. We sell off old newspapers, books, cardboards, metal objects, and electronic items. The scrap dealer who buys them recycles most of it. Can we recycle all of the garbage? What happens to the garbage after we throw it into the bins? Landfill. The garbage from the bins is collected and dumped at specified places in a locality. The useful components are sorted out. Have you seen young children working as rack pickers who collect polythenes, cans, plastic bottles, etc. from the garbage? What do they do with the materials they collect? The garbage from dumped site is then collected in trucks or dumper trucks and taken to low-lying areas around the city called landfill sites. These sites are first prepared by spreading clay and plastics at the bottom to prevent the harmful components of garbage from seeping into the ground. The garbage is compacted to increase its stability and to reduce the area it occupies. Each day's garbage is covered by a layer of soil to prevent rats and other animals from coming near it. The garbage is then allowed to decompose naturally. Once filled, the landfill site is completely covered with soil. It is then converted into a park or a playground. Construction of buildings on these sites is allowed only after 20 years. Composting. Degradation of garbage by the action of microorganisms to convert it into manure is called composting. Composting can be done at homes, in parks, or in fields. When crop residue, leaves, dried grass, etc. are burnt, they give out thick smoke causing pollution. Burning also spoils a part of the land and makes it unfit for growth of plants. A better way to get rid of plant waste is to make compost out of it. Vermicomposting. When the composting is carried out by earthworms or red worms, we call it vermicomposting. These worms can eat the biodegradable waste and convert it into manure. Each worm can eat food equal to its body weight in a day. Earthworms need moisture, shade, and moderate temperature to survive. Vermicomposting is done on a large scale in fields as it is a cheap and easy method to obtain manure and at the same time get rid of biodegradable waste. Plastic, a dangerous evil. Plastic is a man-made material. It is light, tough, easy to manufacture and cheap. It is also an insulator. Plastic has become such an important part of our lives that it is difficult to imagine life without it. Combs, brushes, switches, bags, watches, etc. are all made from plastics. Can you add more items to this list? The biggest drawback of using plastic is that it does not decompose easily. A plastic object may take up to 400 years to decompose completely. That is why plastic waste is such a major threat to our environment. We cannot entirely do away with plastic, but we can minimize its use by taking some simple steps. Reuse as many things as possible. Polythene bags can be used again. Carry paper or cloth bags whenever you go for shopping. We should never burn plastic as it causes pollution which badly harms the environment. The gases formed during burning plastics are highly poisonous. We should not use polythene bags for throwing garbage as then it does not decompose easily. We should not throw polythene bags in garbage as cows and buffaloes choke on them. They also clog the drains. We should recycle plastic bags but take care not to keep food in the recycled bags. We should make our family and neighbors aware of the harmful effects of using plastics. The 4 R's: reuse, reduce, recycle, respect. Reuse as many things as you can. Reduce the use of non-biodegradable materials so that it puts less strain on the resources. Recycle all the man-made materials. Respect the nature and its resources. Don't damage your environment. This is also a way to improve the quality of your life. Recycling, the processing of used materials into new products to prevent waste of useful materials is called recycling. 1. Recycling of paper. Old newspapers, books, cardboards, boxes, etc. can be recycled and made into new paper. Paper can be recycled up to 8 times. 2. Recycling of metal. Bottle caps, handles, taps, pipes, utensils are mostly made of metals. These can be melted and made into new objects. 3. Recycling of glass. Old glass bottles, glass panes, mirrors, etc. can also be melted and used again. 4. Recycling of plastics. Polythene bags and some kinds of plastics can be recycled. 1. Recycling paper saves trees because 90% of paper is made from wood. 2. Recycling 1 ton of paper saves 17 trees. 3. 1/3 of the trees which are cut are used to make paper. 4. For every 1 ton of newspaper recycled, you can save enough energy to power a television for 31 hours.